we're in a world where the English FA have came down hard on Man City, the hardest anybody has ever been came down on. They've been thrown into depths of lower league football, not even in the Vanaramas. They have one player remaining. Everyone else has been released from their contracts. All their money's gone. How long is it going to take them to come back to normal? And this is what's left of them. All their players gone. All their money gone, apart from 9.72 million, which I definitely did try and get rid of, put their balance to zero. Doesn't matter, apparently. They always have money. They'll find some at the back of the sofa somewhere. What they're going to have is 100 plus years, and we're going to see how long it takes them to get themselves back up, because it's Man City. They'll find a way, surely. You're probably wondering what's happened with all this money. So while you're wondering about that, if you do me the favour, like, subscribe, show support on the channel, it would be greatly appreciated. It would really help get this a little mess of a face out there. So the FA are feeling guilty. They're like, you know what? We probably shouldn't have let Bury fall into such a hole that they did. So they've thrown 393 million from the money from Man City at them. They've given them all the reputation in the world, because obviously the FA control that. And they're like, you know what, chaps? You're in the Premier League. Go for it. So we're going to hop forward a year and see what it is they've managed to do with all their newfound riches. We are now the 1st of June 24, so we are one season in. We'll hop over straight to Bury, see what they've been up to in the Premier. That's not a good start, is it? Oh, no. So, they didn't have the best of times. I fear that what happened to them is what happens normally in if you give players, teams money, they usually spend a year just sat on whatever they have, and then they spend it the following season. So it seems that Bury have done that because, yeah, they lost every game. They scored 7 goals against Villa. Obviously, they scored 1 because it's obvious. And they scored 120. Sorry, they didn't score 100. That's not the case at all. They've conceded 120 goals. So yeah, they didn't do very well. They've set records. Not quite the records we were hoping for, but they've set them. They haven't actually spent a penny at the moment, which isn't brilliant. They have brought in £6,000. If we look, their best player at the moment is Harrison Sonner, who is he's not great. He came through the Villa Academy, so that's a thing. Looking at players, do we have a little butchers where Haaland's gone, and the rest of the old Man City task? It's not what they are. He is at Real Madrid. Makes sense, I suppose. We'll hop over to Man City. At the moment, it does still show them at the North West Counties Football League, but that's not going to carry over until they get into the following month. I do believe they've gained promotion this year, but I'll go through. Scott Carson, he's still there. He's still the captain. He's doing wonderful things. They've brought in some chaps as well. Their highest earner behind Scott Carson and his 30 grand a week. Probably should have brought that down, but I didn't. Is Reece Grant. Well done, Reece. Come on down. He's came over from Hemel Hempstead straight to Man City, because of course you would. Having a little flick through the other players, we've got De Bruyne, who's gone to Al Ittihad. If we have a look at Bernardo Silva, he has gone to PSG. I believe he's joined there by one of their defenders. Let's have a little butchers. Ruben Dias, yeah, he's gone over there. Who else should we have a little look for? Who else we got? Rodri. See what Rodri's up to. Hopefully if I could spell his name correctly, wouldn't it? Rodri is at Liverpool. That's controversial. Yeah, they've all just kind of spread themselves about. It would be nice to see how long it takes Man City to actually become vaguely competent. I'm going to jump forward 2 years now, so we'll be in the 3rd season. Good counting me, well done. We'll see how Bury get on in their first season in the Championship. Hopefully they've put together a decent team, and then preferably their 2nd season in the Championship. So we're starting off with Man City. In June 26th, they're in the English Southern League, of course, Premier Central, which I believe is the 1 tier below the Vanaramas. Their current captain is George Glendon, whoever on earth that is, from Ebbsfleet. Their best player is Josh Mullins, who's came from Gosport Borough, came through the Watford Academy. Looks a little bit naff. Their balance is currently up to 32.98 million. They haven't added any more titles, which is understandable. We'll hop over to Bury, see what they've been up to, see where they are. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Oh no, we all saw that, didn't we? Right, so we'll pop that over to the league table. They've stayed up. It's fine. Of course, there's 24 teams. They did go down to League One. But they've managed to, can we say steady themselves? I don't think we can. They've managed to not get 3 successive relegations. Let's just leave it at that. The previous season, they were in the Championship, as we know. So we'll hop that up to, please get out of my way. We'll hop that up to the league table. And they managed to stay, they didn't win a game. They got 11 points this year at least, so that's a thing. Their best player currently is Mamadou Badji. I mean, he actually looks really decent. He's a Gambian and Norwegian. Near said Norwich. Norwich. It's not Norwich. Norwegian, Gambian. 6'4". He looks pretty decent, to be fair. He's intelligent unknown, which doesn't make sense, but he's 17. He's their best player. They've got 150 million. The balance of the club is now 500, so they've actually gained money, and they're sat on a transfer budget currently of £200 million. That is disgraceful. So we're going to hop forward another 2 years now to the 5th season. Tommy Elphick, as the manager, is going to do wonderful stuff for him in League One. Hopefully we're going to see Man City in a position where we can actually look at them and see what they've been up to. They'll be in the Vanoramas. Fingers crossed. Beautiful stuff. So we've got myself back on the screen. We're going to hop forward and we're going to start off with Manchester City and see where they are. I don't want Juan Manuel Macia. They're in the Vanorama. They've bloody smashed it. Well done, guys. You are now existing as a football team and football manager. They were predicted 4th in the league. Looks like they finished 2nd, potentially going up on playoffs. We'll have a little look at that in a second. We haven't had any more favoured personnel, etc. joining in. They have got a chap called Joe Hodge, who just, sorry, I was looking at that and I had a little glance over here in the bottom corner. The balance of the team that we stripped all their money off is nearly £1 billion again. It's 854 million, and they've got 211 million to spend in the Vanorama. This is the team that this team's a joke. Their estimated value is 1.74 billion. They seem better off. I don't know how, but they do. We'll hop over to their players, see who their highest earner is. So at the moment, it's Joe Hodge. It does seem that Scott Carson retired. Should we have a little look, see if I can bring him up? As potentially won't be there. He's a coach. He's unemployed. How long did you play for these chaps? He left. He went to Al Ittihad. He played 1 season. He was like, nah, I'm not feeling that. See you later. And then he went over to Al Ittihad and played a few seasons for probably extortionate amounts of money. So they found themselves in the Vanorama North, Man City have. Have they got themselves promotion? No. They lost to Curzon Ashton on penalties in the player final. That is not what we wanted to see. Curzon Ashton, who finished 13 points behind them. Chester, though, 108 points. Jesus. Right, let's hop up through the divisions and see where Bury are. So we'll change that to league table. So they're not in the Vanorama National. Beautiful stuff. League 2. Come on, where are we, Bury? Fantastic stuff. Nowhere to be seen. League 1. Are we in League 1? Let me get into the stages. I'm having an absolute mare here. Bury. Done it. They've done it. Right. I don't know why I'm excited about a team who are 106 points from League 1. Fantastic. They've got £500 million. They shouldn't be in that division to start with. At the moment, they are playing a chap. They've got quite a lot of wages there, haven't they? They're playing that Harrison Sonner who was there at the start of the game. 42 grand a week. Jesus. What on earth are they playing at? But we'll have Bury in the Championship. They're on their way back up. They're on the ascent. We'll do 5 years. So we'll go to 2034. And we'll see where they can get from that. So we now have ourselves in 2034, which is at the end of the 10th season. We'll hop over firstly to... Do you know what? We'll go through like we did the other one. We'll go Vanorama. And we'll go up from there. So, I've just realised I can go into England. And then I can go to Vanorama National League. Look at that. Look at us go. Are Man City anywhere to be seen? Let's hope not. It doesn't look like either of them are in there. Wonderful stuff. Playoffs, they are clear. Man City, okay, so they're in League 2 at the end of the 10th season. So it's taken them 10 years to gain about 4 or 5 divisions. That's not too bad. Not ideal. Wrexham are seeing themselves go up into League One, which it looks like they might be doing so in real life at the moment. We'll hop on to actual Man City, see what they're up to at the moment. They're closer to £1 billion in revenue now, at 950. The estimated value's gone down. It's only 1.04 billion the team's worth now, which is horrific. They've got 300 million to spend. That's not too bad. Having a little hop over to their people, we'll just have a little look at what their wages are at the moment. So 55k, there seem to be kind of a reasonable amount. We'll hop back into League 2 and we'll see if we can find Bury. So we'll carry on as we did, going up the leagues. And we'll change that to League Table. So Bury haven't dropped back down into League 1. Or at least if they have, they're not there at the moment. And the Championship, they are currently in 4th. So they're doing all right. They're climbing their way back up. Ooh, the balance of the club at the moment is only 44 million. That is not ideal. The value of the club is estimated at 36. So it did not take them long to burn through that £500 million value that they had. They haven't picked up any more trophies by the looks of it. Oh no, they did. They won Sky Bet League 1 in 2028. Which we saw was when they had 106 points, I've just realised. So we'll hop forward now into the 25th season. So we're going to go forward 15 years. And we'll see where they are. Hopefully they've converged and actually met up together. 2049, 25 years in, we are at Sky Bet League 2. As we've done the previous ones, we're going to just hop ourselves up, division by division, and see as and where we can spot the teams. League 1, doesn't seem to be either of them in there. Championship, this is hopefully where we're going to see some of them. So Man City are top. They're both in there. Right, so Bury at the moment, 56 points from 46 games. Man City actually 83 from 46. So it has taken them a little while, but they have caught up and overtaken. I'm going to hop into them team by team, see where they are, kind of where they're finished. So I think if we go competitions and domestic leagues, there we go. So we pluck them out of the North West Counties Football League, throw them straight into the Premier League. They had successive relegations, took them 3 years to get out, and then they spent quite a while in the Championship before being relegated once again and recently making their way back into the division. If we go onto here and we hop over to Man City, we can see what they've been up to. So we had them in the Premier League here, and then they just ceased to exist for a few years, according to this. Found themselves in the Vanarama North in 26-27, so that took them 3 years to get the 2 divisions up. Finished 11th, 2nd, 3rd, and they got up from the playoffs by the looks of that. Then they went into the Vanarama North, the Vanarama National, found themselves relegated. Successive promotions into League 2. They're doing all right. They're climbing. They aren't going to be long till they're back in the Premiership, are they? That is... It's just the way it is. You've got that such money. They're actually valued less than their balance now for the first time. Their best player is worth 12 to 37 million, which makes sense. I'll see if they've had any kind of change of ownership. So they have, but it didn't seem to affect them. So Scott Carson was immediately appointed the captain because of he's the GOAT, obviously. Had themselves promoted. They had a chairman within, and then they've had a new chairperson take over, which was a different tycoon, because obviously having one in your club's existence isn't enough. That was 2046, so it's 3 years ago. Seems a joke. What have Bury been up to? Have they had anything exciting going on? So they've had a few changes of ownership. There's a consortium, a failed takeover bid from a tycoon. Then they had a takeover from within. And they've had another takeover from within as well by the looks of that. But they haven't had quite the same chance that Man City have had. They're down to 34 million in value, 10 million in balance, and only 4 million to spend. Oh, Bury, what are you doing? I mean, they've won the EFL trophy a few times, so good on them. Let's hop forward to 20... Yeah, we'll go 50 years in. So we'll do another 25 years, and we'll see where they are at that point. Ambitiously this time, 50 years on, 2074, I'm starting in League 1. I'm working my way up. They're both going to be there. Hopefully, Bury haven't just completely capitulated and dropped down. It's good to see Luton back in League One, though. Their journey up the tables hasn't stayed. So hopping into the Championship, are we expecting to see Man City in the Prem? Probably. So league table at the moment, we've got 12 points deducted from Stockport. Villa are here. What are you playing at, guys? So, okay, now I'm concerned. Neither of them are in the Championship. I'm going to hop up to the Prem. Chelsea have just been absolutely dominating, which is about as fun as it sounds. Oh no. Oh, I can only see one of them. Man City are back in the Prem. It's not a surprise to anyone. Their balance is actually a negative, and their estimated value is only £500 million. So I'll hop into their competitions. We'll do as we did before, go on to their domestic leagues. So we last left them, gosh, when was it? It was about 25 years ago. It's 2049. So it was here in the Championship. So they finished 5th. Following season, they got promoted. Then they had a few years in the Prem, got relegated, straight back up. And they've kind of yo-yoed over the last few years, but they've had quite a few years in the Prem. What's their best finish so far? It's the 6th. So that's not too bad. What is bad is where on earth are Bury? We'll pop that in. Oh, for God's sake, Bury. You've been given £3 billion and Premier Division and reputation, which you've just completely lost. Your facilities have gone to shit. What have you done? For God's sake. So we'll look at their competitions as we did. So we left them in 2049 in the Championship. They got relegated the following season. Then they did come back up, and then they got relegated a few seasons after. Then they had 3 successive relegations, which they managed to avoid from the... Oh, geez, all very bottom of the league as well. Look at that. 24th, 24th, 24th. Oh my God, they're hanging on by their fingernails onto actually still being in the game. This is appalling. We'll do another, 50 years? So we'll go to 100 years into the game now. Where on earth are they going to be in 21-24? We'll do as we did last time. We'll start off with my handsome chap. We'll go on to England. I'm 100 years old. Look at me go. We'll go to England. We'll go into the Premier League. Sorry, bear with me a second. I've just noticed that the most reputable club in England is Cardiff. Who on earth has let that happen? That is appalling. So, Premier League, are Man City there? Currently they're there for about another month. They've been relegated. Let's see what they've been up to in the last 50 years, and then we'll see if Bury still exist. They've managed to put themselves into liquidation again. So 2074 we left them. So they, yeah, as I say, they had their little bit of a yo-yo, and then they did manage to stabilise themselves for a bit. Then got relegated, came straight back up. They're kind of like, I don't know how, Fulham almost. They're just kind of mid to lower Premier League. We have broken Man City, so there you go, FA. All you need to do, if you feel the need to destroy Man City, just take all of their money and swap them with Bury. And then in 100 years, they still wouldn't have won the Premier League again. I have a feeling that's not what they're going to go for. But who knows? Who knows? Their balance is still negative. The estimated value of the club is still 614 million. So it's pretty much where it was. Their reputation's almost back to where it was. And their facilities are all just as good as they can be. They've now got 10 Sky Bet championships, as averse to the 6 they had previously. They haven't seen the Champions League or the Premier League. I'm not even sure they've seen European football. So they had a 7th place here, which would have probably given them European football, and a 6th, yeah. So they've been in Europe a few years, but nothing too exciting. By the looks of this, they've been relatively comfortable, which is just confusing because we've seen them relegated recently. But do you know what? It's fine. What are Bury doing? Where is Bury? What are they doing? Do they exist? Are they even in the game anymore? Bury are in the Vanarama National League North. Okay. That's not ideal. They've only got 2 million in their budget, and they've just been floating about for ages. Oh, this is a mess. What have you done, Bury? They literally cannot, like, sustain being in the Vanarama National. They go up and then get relegated immediately. Go up, relegated. Up, relegated. And then here, they did the same again a few times. And then they just kind of sit there. That is not ideal. I do have a few more years. I'll have a little look where my most recent one is. So it's 2144. So we've got another 20 years that we can look at. Right, so we'll hop over to England. Are Man City back to being one of the more reputable teams? No. It's no longer Cardiff, though, so that's a bonus. We'll start in the National League North or South. This has been very slow at the moment. I'll change stages to League Table. Bury is still there. Of course they are. They just never shall escape. This is a different Bury? It's the wrong one. Where's my Bury? Oh, no. Oh, what have they done? Do you still exist, guys? I just put Bertie. I don't know who they are. They're in the Vanarama National League. Okay. Oh, they got promoted, guys. Ah, oh, well done, chaps. I'm so proud of you. Have you got relegated immediately? Yeah, of course you have. Okay, fair enough. What a mess. Can you just do something? Can you just be good? I give you so much money just to be good. Oh, they were there for a few years as well. And they were like, oh, Ash is coming back. We need to get ourselves relegated. Sharpish. So they went from 1st to 22nd to 1st to 16th. That's not great, is it? That is not ideal. Man City, I assume, are in the Prem. Because last time we left them, they'd just been relegated. So we'll hop onto the Premier League as a whole. They are 14th, as we saw. Villa are still knocking about in the Champions League spaces. That's fun. I enjoy that. Man City have got still $500 million. Their balance is a little bit behind. Their best player is a Peruvian chap. Fair enough. Competitions. How long did it take them to come back up when we left them last? It took them 2 years. Then they got relegated again. Then it took them 2 years. And then they've not left. Look at them go. Should we have a little look through the other leagues before we finish up? See if there's any other funny teams that are where they shouldn't be. So, Championship. The playoff is going to be played between Blackburn and Wolves. We've got Bradford up here. Wrexham, Maidstone, Ebbsfleet, Altrincham. What are you guys playing at? League One. Is there anyone that's dropped down? Luton are still knocking about in League One. Palace as well. There's nothing majorly out of kind of what you'd expect. Baggies in League 2 is always funny. Yeovil are back in the football system as well. Big fan of that. Who have we got in the National League? I'm sure I could have just spotted these when we were in there earlier. Birmingham in the National League. Ah, do you know what? What more do I need? Ah, I'm having a wonderful time. Baggies and Blues have absolutely plummeted because they are horrendous. Stoke. Ah, keeps getting better. Ah, guys, I'm having a wonderful time over here. Brilliant. I didn't see where Wolves were. It's fine. One of them can survive, I suppose. They're in the Championship. It's where they belong, realistically. It's about their level. We'll leave it on that. Absolute madness. Wolves have won the Premier League 3 times. It's fine. It's in the past. It's fine. They haven't won it since this. Do you know what? Talking about that, we'll have a look at past winners. Has there been any madness? West Ham are just absolutely wrecking. Between West Ham and Cardiff, from 2013 all the way up to 2029, it was just West Ham and Cardiff. What on earth is that? Cardiff are an absolute beast. Southampton started destroying. What? I genuinely think we've gone through this long. Villa haven't won. Burnley got up to 3rd. Yeah, nah, they're not. They're nowhere to be seen. Should we check if there's any funny Champions League things? See if that's been affected. Where are you? There we go. Champions League. I'm sure I just saw that Servette were the Champions League. Where's Servette winning the Champions League? Who's let that happen? They beat Austria Vienna in the final. Of course they did. What on earth is this? Galatasaray as well. That's hilarious. Jesus. Look at that. Look at the state of that. Hilarious. Europa League. Wait, did I just say Man City? Man City won the Europa League! Oh, look at them go. They've came from the depths of non-league and won the Europa League because apparently that's something I forgot to check for. Well done them. Villa have won the Europa League a few times. That's cool. I can live with that. Dinamo Minsk. Cluj up there as well. I'm pretty sure I just saw that Watford lost a final. That's funny. Conference League, is there anything exciting happened here? Villa have won one again. Legia Warsaw. Burnley. Southampton winning some, with considering how many times they won the Premier League in a row, you'd expect them to have won stuff. Man City won one in 2060 as well. God, look at them go. Look at them go. If you have enjoyed that little deep dive into this random world we've created, then do me a favour, like, subscribe, show your support in the channel. It would be greatly appreciated. We'll have some items over here as well, so you can carry on watching. Thank you very much for your time.